Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Project Ozone 3 in Kappa mode. So last episode, we were trying to make ourselves the advanced dislocator, and we had the recipe all set up, and then I realized our pedestal tier was too low. Oh no. So that means we have the recipe correct, and we have all the items, but the crafting injectors here definitely need to be upgraded to the next tier before we can do that recipe. So that means we need to go over and make the Wyvern Fusion crafting injectors. So each one of these needs to be put through this particular recipe. So each recipe requires 4 diamonds, and it requires a Wyvern core, 2 Draconic cores, and a Draconian block. Well, we can EMC like all of this stuff, and we got plenty of diamonds. So this really isn't going to be that big of a deal. Let's go ahead and start getting some of these things prepared. So we have 10 crafting injectors, 9 on the bottom and then 1 on the side there. We'll probably need more later on, but for right now, let's just worry about the ones that we currently have. So we are going to need, what are these things called? Cores? Do we have any of these pre-made? Oh, we already do. Okay. So we need, let's do 10 of those, and then we need twice the amount of these. 20. Okay, so we have those guys. We are going to need, I guess, 40 diamonds. And we got 181,000. I think we're doing okay on diamonds. Okay, so we have that. What else was there? Was that it? No, we need draconium blocks. Okay, so we need 10 draconium blocks. Can we craft the blocks directly, or do I have to use the thing? We can craft those directly. Okay, so let's have a few more of those ready to go here. So we just need 10 of these guys. Boop. There it is. Awesome. Okay, so now we can come over here and start getting things prepared. So previously I had this set to single mode active. I think now we want to kind of inactivate that, deactivate that. So we are going to put in 10 of these blocks here. We're going to put in 10 of those, 10 of these. We need to break these apart as well. We'll put 10 of those in here, and then each one of these guys requires 10 also, like so. Cool. So we can grab this one. Let's have that be our first one here, and then we'll just click start. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and let this thing do its craft. It's got to charge up, and then it's got to do the crafting process here. This is going to take a little bit of time, and as we go, I can just swap out the items are in one of these for the newly crafted Wyvern crafting injector, and we should be good to go here. So I'm going to spend a few minutes here getting these things all upgraded, and we'll be back, guys. So this goes kind of slow. It's about a minute, I would say. I'm curious, does this make it go faster? I feel like this should make it go faster, but I'm not. Oh yeah, the crafting process definitely goes a lot faster with that. Okay, so that is definitely what we are going to do. I don't think it makes it go faster for charging. What did I just grab? I don't have diamonds. Are those in here, or did I just lose those items? No, I didn't lose the diamonds. They are saved within this thing. I gotta do a shift right click on here, and I guess I can't do that with the linking tool on me, or maybe it's just a right click. Anyway, there's our diamonds. So we should be able to put this guy right into here. I am curious if the charging goes faster. I guess the charging, is that even going faster? It might not be. No, I don't really think that's going faster, but the actual crafting process will go much faster once this thing charges all the way up. Oh yeah, oh that's so good. Okay, well anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of these and we'll be back, guys. All right, well that went pretty easy. It didn't take super long, and now that we have all of our fusion crafters upgraded to the Wyvern tier, we can now make ourselves our advanced dislocator. It says it costs 8 million RF in order to do this, so we gotta wait for that to charge up. And in fact, it seems like the charging is about the same as what it cost before to upgrade the other ones. I don't know. I think these can accept more power per tick than the basic ones, and that might be why there was a difference, why upgraded to this tier, which only costs 256,000 RF, took about the same time to charge up as this one that costs 8 million, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, now we have this advanced dislocator. Do we get a quest complete for that? We do. We also got a quest complete for making the first Wyvern Fusion crafting injector. Let's take a look at our quest book here. And that would be down here in the 5 section. Yeah, so we have these two complete. That one gives us 10. This one gives us 10 as well. Okay, so we have those guys done. So the next tier would be the Draconic Fusion crafting injector. And I'm going to assume that we cannot do that yet. Crafting injector. If we wanted to upgrade to this tier, we're going to need Awakened Draconium. And we haven't even started with that. And I'm going to guess... This might be not correct because I don't know this mod pack. I'm going to guess we're going to want to make the first block and then animate it with the Wand of Animation later on. I was kind of looking at the Wand of Animation a little bit. Wand of Animation. This is what we used a lot in Project Ozone 2 in order to like craft some really difficult to make block, animate it, capture it as a mob, and then spawn it in to collect a whole lot of those blocks. But in this mod pack, like this recipe is quite expensive. For instance, it requires these lime matters, which is 3.22 billion EMC per item. And that's what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Yeah. So that is a lot of EMC that we're going to need. And we don't really have a good way of making EMC just yet. It also requires some other things like Creative Essence, which requires these cruxes, either Nether Stars, Dragon Eggs, or Awakened Draconium, or Neutronium. I guess there's 4 different types here. Yeah, we aren't to that point yet either. So, Wand of Animation, while that is something that's in my sights, it's not something that we can do just yet. It also does require a whole bunch of stuff from Urbis. I'm not sure how much of this stuff that we have, how much that we're going to need, but anyway... that's something that we cannot do right now, so let's change our focus to things that are within our grasp. So the Advanced Dislocator, we've used this in pretty much every mod pack that Draconic Evolution has been in, which is quite possibly every single one that I've played. We need some Ender Pearls, so let's just go ahead and fill up our inventory with that many. And then we'll do a shift right click onto here, and then we will press shift and click add fuel, which adds in stacks at a time. So this is how many times we can warp using this advanced dislocator. So 1,344 times we can warp to different locations. So we can set the advanced dislocator to different points around the world, and then we can always warp there using it. So we'll go ahead and say add new. We're going to change the name of this to base. And commit, and then we'll lock that so we don't accidentally ever edit this one. So no matter where I am, if I'm over here or something and I right click, boom, we're right here at the base. Awesome. That works cross dimensions. So if I'm in the end, if I'm in the nether, if I'm on some Galacticraft planet, we can always warp back here instantly. So pretty much the next thing that you want to do once you have the advanced dislocator is you want to go to all the dimensions that you go to frequently and then add a warp point. So we've been using these regular dislocators on pedestals, but now that we have the advanced locator, we can add each and every single one of those to our list here and then never have to walk over here to go to a different dimension, which is going to be pretty fantastic. You know, honestly, I was going to go through each one of these dimensions and add them, but maybe we will just hold off. Like every time we need to go to a new dimension, maybe we'll go there and then we'll warp. I should probably get rid of this. I'm not actually sure what happens if I warp to the Voidcraft dimension, which was removed. Yeah, I don't want to crash the game or something, and that might... Yeah, I'm not sure how the game handles that. If you had a dimension and you no longer have one... Anyway, we'll worry about that later. So anyway, we have a warp home every single time now, instantly cross dimension, fantastic. Let's go ahead and move on. Back in the quest book, we started by doing the Philosopher's Stone for the Project E, the EMC path, and we knocked through all of these different matters. And then we jumped over here, the Draconic Evolution. We started knocking out some of these things because it was required. But I feel like we should jump back over here to the EMC side, and let's take a look at the Energy Condenser Mark II. This thing right here, I feel like should be our next focus. So that does require the ultimate crafting table, this guy right here, this big crafting grid in order to make things. It does require red matter, which we can make. Some mechanical users, some upgrade speed. Looks like magical or ultimate. Yeah, okay, so tier 2 or tier 3. Blue matter, which we already can make now, just as expensive, takes a lot of nether stars. And anything else of note here, not a whole lot of stuff. The darkness, that's pretty easy for us to do. The other thing is, this does require an energy condenser. Now, we can take our current energy condenser and then upgrade it, or we can make another energy condenser and use it as part of the recipe. I'm not sure which way I want to go with that. Do I ever want to go back to an energy condenser Mark 1? If we do that, if we make a second one, then we can make more of these. I don't know which way to go right now. I guess probably before we do that, maybe the transmutation table would be something. This, you can put in any item that has EMC and then learn it, and then you can always make that item from EMC, whereas the energy condensers, you actually have to have the item on hand to set the filter in order to make it. So this is better. I don't know if we can do this yet. Let's take a look at this recipe. Maybe this is where we're gonna go. So this does require purple matter, magenta matter, pink matter. I think we have those, right? Pink, magenta, purple. Yes, we have those already made. So maybe that is our next step, actually, instead of doing the energy condensers. So let's go back to the book and we will bookmark this guy. So we'll make this and then we'll make this. I think that's probably the smarter way to go. So we are going to need 8 insanium ingots. If I do insanium ingots and I want 8 of those, is that something that we can craft up? Oh no, it's another 86 Gaia spirits. Well, I guess that's something that we can do. That won't take super long. Yeah, man infused. Okay, well, it looks like we're gonna need a bunch of Terra steel, which we can farm. Hold on a second, Terra steel. Did I never make a recipe? I guess we just don't have any of the essence, because I know we made the seeds. Yeah, we need to farm up some of that, make some more of the Terra steel, make some more of these other things. That's fine. We need another Philosopher's Stone, but that's EMCable, so and it's very cheap too. Kelline, I know we have. 5x compressed dust. Okay, I think that will be doable. It looks a little expensive. So I'm assuming that's 59,049 blocks of dust that goes into a 5x compressed dust. Usually these things are 1 EMC per, so that's 6,000 for this, 781, 9, and then each dust is 1 EMC. Yeah, so we're gonna need a whole lot of that dust in order to make one of these, but once we make one tier, we can EMC for the next one, and that'll be faster and faster as we proceed. Okay, I guess stellar capacitor is the next thing here that looks like it's going to be the most difficult. So that does require some things, not so bad. You know what? The melodic capacitors, we can now EMC those. Oh my goodness, that's going to make everything so much better. Let's make one. Let's tell the system to make one of these, and then we'll never have to tell the system to make another one again. That's going to be so good. Oh my goodness, guys. Okay, I'm going to get some things going here, try and get things prepared, and then we'll continue on. Okay, so we have the melodic capacitor. We place that right into here like we do, and add in 1 stack of nether stars, and boom, we have so many of these. So each one of these is worth about 100,000 EMC, and each one of these is worth about 140,000 EMC. So yeah, we ended up with a little bit more than a stack return, which is great. So I'm going to place one of these over here in our chest of protectiveness so we don't lose these items until we get to that transmutation table. But this is going to make life so much better. So stellar, do we have those? We don't. Okay, so that requires stellar alloy ingot. We don't even have that on AutoCraft. Okay. Stellar alloy ingot requires... This is EMCable, so we should probably make one and then never make that again. In fact, the melodic alloy, same thing. Melodic, let's craft one of those. Is that difficult? That's not really that bad, but it is something that we should just craft up a whole bunch and just hold on to. Yeah, I definitely think so. Okay, so that is just crafting that up and we're done now. So we'll add that into our chest over here like so. And that's just using up the rest of the EMC that was left over. All right, that should be just fine. And then I will keep one of those ingots into here for later. Okay, so now that we have that done, we should be able to make some recipes here. So I want to do a recipe for the stellar alloy. Actually, we need to be on this one. So stellar alloy is that. All right. Now we want to do, that was the alloy smelter. We don't have any recipe slots available for that, which is fine. We will replace something. How about this one? We'll replace the pulsating iron with that for now. So stellar, if I wanted to craft one of those, which is pretty much all we're gonna have to do is just craft one of those, and then we should be able to EMC for the rest of it, and we'll never have to worry about making that through the machine again. Okay, so we'll come back over here. Clicking the wrong thing. Alloy smelter, and we will replace that back so that recipe continues to work, and then we'll just get rid of this thing. Reclaim our blink pattern. Okay, so stellar alloys. We have that cost 69,000 per. We'll add that in here, add that in there. We'll just have a few extras, no big deal here. All right, so now that that's done, we should be able to craft this. That should be nearly instant recipe. Grab these out of here. Put one into here. Oh, quest complete, awesome. I guess I don't need all these nether stars on me. So this does require us to have a processing pattern. Is that right? No, that's not right. We want this. There it is. So we get rid of those. Everything else is correct here. So we'll do that. And then we got to put that into the slice and splice. So if I tell it to make a stellar capacitor, we should be able to do that. Oh, not 1,000. We should be able to do that nearly instantly. Nearly. Okay, so there is that guy. And then we will put that here. So that just used up a bunch of the alloy that we had there. Let's just make a stack of stars worth, I guess. We're not going to end up with too many of these, but we will have those for later. Then we'll put one here, these guys back over here. Okay, so now we needed, what was that, 3, 6, so 12 of those in total. And we have 28. So there's the 12 of those that we needed. That's fantastic. Okay, so anything else in here that's going to be too crazy? Don't think so. I'm going to go ahead and get everything else together here. That's pretty easy to do. If there's anything that's like something we haven't done or too complex I'm not seeing, I'll bring you guys back in. Whew. So off camera, I have defeated the Guardian of Gaia 10 times, and we have most of this thing all filled in. We are waiting on the compressed dust. I figured we would do that together. Do we have any dust in the system? We just need one single solitary dust block. I'm not seeing one in here. I do know that we have automatic dust potentially over here. Yeah, so we have dust being made, and that is going over into this thing. So let's just steal one of those. Okay, so that's all we need. Now we could grab a whole bunch of those and just make a bunch out of the already crafted stuff, but it's easy enough for us to just come over here and do this. Off camera, actually, I have also went ahead and I upgraded all of our storage drives to 64K. Yeah, so these all have EMC on them, so it's easy enough for us. Well, I took apart the 16K one, duplicated the 16K a couple of times, made a 64K, and then duplicated those components. And anyway, so it's pretty simple for us to now make anything with EMC, as we saw earlier, because, yeah, we have basically unlimited EMC at this point. Not unlimited, but basically. Anyway, so we need 9 dust, so let's go ahead and stop that. So we do this, and then we can craft that into the next block. So there is a compressed dust. We'll put those in here, and we'll put that here. So now we just need 9 of those, and we have that as well. So we'll add that into here. There is no reason, as far as I know, for us to keep each of these tiers. Like, these are all simple enough, like, rather inexpensive. We just need 9 of each one to go all the way up to the next tier. So there is 2x. This will turn into the 3. Of course, we could also just put it into a compacting drawer or something, I suppose. That would also work. Ooh, this is getting a little bit more expensive. So we are now up to just 7 of those. So let's grab a star so we have extra EMC in there. Okay, well, that's way more than what we need. That's fine. So we'll go up to the 4X. But yeah, each one of these is getting progressively more and more expensive than the last. Okay, and then there's that. So now we can make the 5X. This is the item that we were looking for. And we need 2, 4, 8 of those. All right, so we want 8 of these guys. And we can only make 1. We have 2 of them now. So we're going to need another star. Let's do that. Throw that guy into here. So that makes 2 more. So each star is worth 2. So we're going to need like 3 more stars, I believe, to finish this up. A little bit extra, but that's fine. So now we can put these guys into here like so. And that's it. We have now made the transmutation table. What just happened here? It kind of wants me to make it, but then it doesn't. You know what? I bet it's the Philosopher's Stone. Let's look at this recipe here. So this says NBT0 tags. This says NBT0 tags. So there is something in here that's causing an issue. And what that something is, I don't know. It might be the Philosopher's Stone. It might not be. We look at this, it says the same thing on there, 0 tags. So I wonder what the difference is. If this is actually, isn't there a way you can see like the NBT data on it? Maybe that part of the tooltip thing has been removed. Yeah, okay, well, I'm gonna play around with this for a second, see if I can figure out what's causing the issue. I might just spawn in a new one of these Philosopher's Stones and try replacing it. Maybe that's gonna be the thing. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna play around with this for a minute, see if I can figure it out. We'll be back. All right, so I was playing around with this for just a minute, trying to figure out what the deal was. I did end up spawning in a new one of these, and that didn't help, so I'm just going to throw that away. So what solved the problem was doing a Philosopher's Stone. And let's see, you want to charge it up. So if you go into Options, Controls, and you do Category Project E, you want to do the charge, and you want to set that to something that's not assigned. So what's going to happen is when you press C while holding this, it charges up. You can see the, I guess that's the durability bar, right? You can press Shift and C as well to remove that, but I charged it all the way, and that's really loud. I charged it up all the way, I put it in here, and once I did that, it has NBT, it says 1 tags on it. Once I did that, then I was able to pull the transmutation table out. So that's the only thing that I did, is just charge up the Philosopher's Stone, and then the recipe worked. So if you have that problem, there you go. Okay, so now that we have the transmutation table, this is what we got. So pretty much anything that has EMC, which I don't have a whole lot of things in here, you can put into this. It'll add that EMC value to your internal EMC pool here, and then you have access to that particular item. So all of these things here that I have put into this chest, we can now just throw into this thing and learn them all. So whenever I want to make more 64K discs, we can just do that. So I have 538 million EMC, which means I can just make all of these all day long, and it takes away from my internal EMC pool. But if I wanted to make the matter, like whatever the most expensive one is, that would be the cyan matter. Yeah, I can only make one of those because that just has such a high EMC value compared to everything else. Now, if you wanted to unlearn something, you don't want it to ever display here again, very important that you're careful not to do this accidentally. You drop it onto this, and that unlearns it, right? So it no longer shows up here. We can no longer search for dark matter. It just isn't there anymore. If you want to relearn it, you drop it into here, or you can add it onto this side to get it to appear as well. So those are just some of the things that you can do with this thing. So you have the search bar, and then if there's more things that show up, you got the left and right arrows down here. I think that's pretty much all you need to know about the transmutation table if you've never messed around with this thing before. So I don't have a lot of things on me that actually have EMC. This does. Let's learn that so we never have to make one of those again. Ender pouch does not, surprisingly. I mean, water bucket, I guess, might be something we want to learn. But pretty much everything else I have on me does not have EMC. I have some things in my pouch here, which a lot of these things probably do have EMC that we should learn eventually, but I don't know how important it is for us to do that right now. Anyway, so now that we have this guy, yeah, all of the things that we had learned previously, we can just drop into there. Another great thing about this is we can just grab a whole lot of nether stars, just dump those all into this thing. So we now know how to make nether stars, and we've increased our EMC by a whole lot. So if we wanted to make the next type of matter, which one was that? Let's go to our quest book again. Oh, it's right here. That would be the green matter. That costs was that 1 trillion? No, that's 1 billion EMC. So do we have that much in here? We don't quite have that much yet. So yeah, we would have to... Green matter. I think we need a bunch of the blue or the cyan, whatever it is. Yeah, 3 of the cyan. We'd have to craft 3 of those and then make that, which this actually is a lot easier to do now that we can just do it this way. So just drop those all in there. Man, it's still not enough. So many more stars that we need to put in there. We definitely need a way to farm up EMC. That's something that we'll be looking at here pretty soon. All right, so we need 3 of these cyan matters. And then we are going to need some of the ethernalis fuel, which we should also learn over here. I'm pretty sure we haven't. Maybe, oh no, we did. Okay. So we need that stuff, and then we need to put them like so. And there is a green matter. So that should be another quest complete. We can learn that here and then drop it back into there. And there's all of our EMC back. So we didn't lose anything. We just added more EMC to the table and we learned a new recipe. Yeah, so that's really, really good. Okay, so we have this one done. We have this one done. And maybe now we should take a look at doing the energy condenser Mark II. So now that we have this thing, I can pick this guy up. Let's grab something. How about these? Just kind of clear out the rest of the EMC that's in there, most of it. We're going to lose 3,000. That doesn't really matter. So now we can grab this, the Mark I, put that here, and now we can always make this particular item. We don't ever have to worry about making that again. So the Mark II required us to have one of those in the recipe. Was that right here? Yeah, it's right here. Okay, so we have that. So now we have this particular item. So filling out the rest of this, most of these things do have EMC. The things that do not, the draconium infused obsidian, and that might be it. The quantum discs don't, but I think the parts that comprise it do. Advanced circuit doesn't. Well, I think we can make those pretty easily. But yeah, anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it an episode here for today. Yeah, we are able to do all sorts of good stuff with EMC now that we have this transmutation table. There's also a handheld version of this, the transmutation tablet, which I think we're probably making at some point in this series, I expect. But anyway, the Mark II energy condenser will have to wait until next episode. It's definitely something that I want to do. Yeah, it's going to be real good. But anyway, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.